Hello, we are live. I am going to get Coach Sheena on the line here. Thanks for being here. Okay, we'll see if it worked. It's been a while since we've gone live. There she is. Hello.
Heyo, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. I just
Good.
got
You
done working
just
out.
you just finished working out?
Yeah, I'm in a little pod at the gym while the kids are
Oh,
still at the kids academy.
nice.
So,
All right. You're the morning workout person. I'm the afternoon workout
oh
person.
gosh, yeah,
So,
it doesn't happen in
yeah.
the morning. It's not happening. So,
All right. Love it. Love it. So we're back to doing some of our lives here, and we're so
yeah,
excited.
yep.
And we thought, what a great week to start this because I don't know if you all know, but it's Thanksgiving on Thursday. And there is definitely some food anxiety sometimes with Thanksgiving and all of the holidays leading up to New Year's. So Sheena and I thought it would be good just to talk about some things. A lot of times we think that we're bad because we ate a certain food, or we name foods bad, or we say we cheated on our diet. um, these are all like really negative words that do not do any positive things for us. So we wanted to talk about that today. So Sheena, do you want to make any comments before we kind of dive in? And
Sure. Yeah, it started. I think I've already gotten a few text messages. I shared some with you this morning. I was like, "This is great timing." It's like our
Mhm.
Monday. Our Monday confessional is back, and it's early, and it's like a pre confessional where people come and they're like, "I've already cheated." It's Thanksgiving week, and
Mhm.
yeah, it is. It's so interesting. Like it totally brought me back to our early beginning days when we would have check-ins with people, and like every Monday, I think you and I would just get hit with like people are like, "I had a bad weekend," or "I was bad this weekend," right? And then we're like these they would come to confessional with their coach and
Mhm.
whatever confess their sins. And yeah, so it brought me back to that, and I was like, gosh, this week is just it's so nice to be I guess on the other side of it, and we that's where we want our clients to be, right? Is on the side of like Thanksgiving week is it can be tough, yes, but like Thanksgiving is one day, right? It's Thursday, as far as I can remember. Um,
Yeah.
and we start to like in our brains we go to like we want to get to that Thursday, and so we automatically think that like if I'm going to be bad on Thursday, then the entire week becomes this like slippery slope, right, where all of a sudden on Monday it's like, well, I'm going to have this on Thursday, so I might as well just, we'll just start early. I'll just have a piece of pie on Monday, and then Tuesday it's like, well, I had pie yesterday, so I'll just have pizza today or whatever. And it's like I see that all the time, like people just kind of take the entire week off, if you will, and they say that they're bad, and they start to relate their feelings to food with feelings about themselves, and it's like this, just everything that kind of lives underneath the surface just kind of like comes out. And so I don't know, for us I think it's a really unique week because we can kind of, one, we can highlight and show people, okay, where are these feelings of like good and bad coming from, and like you're labeling them in the food choices that you're making. Like you are not good or bad because of your food choices. Those are two
Mhm.
separate things. Food in itself is not good or bad. You are not good or bad.
Mhm.
These are simply just choices that we're making. And I think it's a really interesting time to kind of come back to, okay, why am I making these choices?
Mhm.
Um, and help people kind of just see what's going on underneath the surface sometimes. So I know I just said a lot there. That was a ton, but it is a very interesting week, and I think if we can maybe catch people before they start to go down that slippery slope that happens all too often, there's a really cool, like at the end of the week, I always tell my clients, I want you to feel empowered. Like next
Mhm.
Monday, how do you want to feel next Monday? Do you want to feel proud of the choices you made? Or do
Mhm.
you want to kind of do what you've always been done and feel guilty and feel like crap on Sunday because you let circumstances dictate how you were going to feel, right? You didn't take ownership of those choices. So um yeah, maybe we can break that down a little bit more. I don't know. What do you do with your
Oh,
clients?
that's so great. Wow, you did say a lot of really helpful
Sorry.
things. No,
Too
don't
much.
apologize. I think it's fantastic. And I love how you said, how do you want to feel on Monday, or how do you want to feel Friday, or how do you want to feel at the end of the day on Thursday after you
Mhm.
finished eating that meal? And I mean, I think, this is a great opportunity to practice, potentially a really anxiety provoking day. And, that's what we want our clients to do, is to practice these skills throughout the year. We want flexibility to be built into your plan. And so if you're disciplined most of the time, like 80 to 90% of the time, we want you to be able to go into Thanksgiving or a vacation or
Mhm.
a girls' night out and feel confident that the habits that you've built consistently is what allows you to go into those times not
Mhm.
being stressed out, because
Mhm.
you feel like you have more control over what you're doing, and you're not ashamed or feeling guilty about having the pumpkin pie. You're actually looking forward to it
Right.
and allowing yourself to enjoy it, and it doesn't become this like binge restrict cycle, right?
Right.
That all or nothing thinking is what I think gets in people's way, and that's what leads to either like too much structure, too much rigidity, then that leads to burnout. And then you've got the other side where you're a little too flexible and you don't know how to like create that 80/20.
Mhm.
And you know I think that's a skill that needs to be learned,
Right.
and that's what we help with. So Sheena, why don't you talk about your client this morning? I know that's kind of a unique situation, but it's really
Sure.
timely.
It is, yeah. So one of my clients is, I would say, 90/10 on, right? Like just very dialed in with the food choices, with the food logging. It helps that there's specific goals, there's weight classes that we're trying to make and things like that. So, but that's everybody, right? Everybody wants their weight to kind of stay stable and stay where it is. And yeah, so holidays start, you remove yourself from one environment into another, and all of a sudden it's like you're those boundaries that you've set for yourself. I think you called it habits too. It's like I like to think about like those habits, they're almost become skills, right? So like you're developing skills, and then all of a sudden they're in this one environment, and if you take them and you're in a new environment, like you still have those skills. You can still use them, right? But it just becomes harder. So like temptation comes up, whether it's home cooked meals or friends that want to see you, going out for drinks. It's you're no longer in your own safe space. Now there's snacks out everywhere, right? So we can kind of like use this as what most people go through. There's stress of family. There's food pushers. It's all of a sudden you're there's more hosting, there's more visiting. So there's
Hmm.
just more opportunities for you to practice using the skills that you have. That's it. It's every time
Awesome.
somebody presents somebody like some food to you, it's okay, do you actually want to enjoy it? And if you do, make the choice, have it, and that's it. Like you're not a bad or good person. Like you can
Hmm.
still be a good person. You're not a bad person if you choose that food.
Yeah.
But make sure the choice is yours. Make sure it's not, oh, I need to make, we always go with Aunt Edna, right? I think that's our person. And
Yes,
Edna
Aunt
need I need
Edna's. Yeah.
I need to make Aunt Edna happy, because if I turn down her meat pie or whatever, she's gonna take it personally. It's like, no, that's Aunt Edna's issue. That's not your issue. If you
Right.
don't want the pie, or you don't want the whatever Jello snack thing, what are those gross things that people make, the wiggly pies? I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's about slowing down and kind of really coming back to, this is the time for, you can be selfish, right? Like you can choose to use your body how you want. Your body is not a garbage disposal. You do not have to eat something that you do not want. And if you
Mhm.
want to have something that you want, make that choice, be okay with it, move on. But again, come down to like, what is the end goal here? How do we want to feel on Monday, right? Do you want to
Mhm.
be proud of the choices you're making? And just know that this week is going to be full of choices. That's it. It's just full of choices and opportunities. So if people can kind of like take that power back, I think it helps a lot, right? Because I think we get to this week and it just feels like all those opportunities don't really feel like opportunities unless we frame them that way.
Right.
They just it becomes noise and it becomes pressure. But if you can think about it differently as opportunities, I'm still in control here. It doesn't mean it's easy. By no means am I saying it's easy, but just practice. This is another week. There's going to be Thanksgiving again next year. So
Yeah.
however you respond this year, you can then gain some momentum, gain a foundation. So next year you then have practice and experience to go into it again, see how you want to feel.
Yeah, I love that. Choices and opportunities. That was a
Mm-hmm.
great way to look at it. And I think like sometimes lowering the stakes a little bit, like I think we put so much pressure on ourselves at an event like Thanksgiving where it's, people joke about, oh, I'm going to unbutton my pants and be stuffed, and then I'm still going to go back for seconds. Like,
Mhm.
well, who said that that was the way we had to celebrate the holiday? You can
Right.
still enjoy the food and eat until you're comfortably full. You don't have to be like beyond fullness, right?
Hmm.
And, even if you want something the next day, like plan it. One of the
Hmm.
big things I like to think about is just planning ahead.
Yep.
So if you know what's on the menu, and let's say you pick the one or two things that you are your absolute favorite foods that you want to eat, not Aunt Edna's meat pie, right? Make room for it. Fill up your plate with lots of vegetables. Have a little bit of stuffing. Get some protein in, whether it's turkey or ham or whatever else you eat.
Hmm.
And then allow yourself to fully enjoy the pie, if that's what you want, or fully enjoy the gravy with mashed potatoes. And it doesn't need to be all or nothing. Think about how you're going to be able to enjoy it. Maybe you eat a little slower. Maybe you put your fork down between bites, like make it last, like
Hmm.
savor the meal. Don't just rush through it. Maybe you take a walk, you commit to yourself, I'm going to take a 10-minute walk immediately after, and I might feel better when I
Hmm.
do that. So sometimes just planning what the day looks like or what the meal looks like, and even, maybe you could offer, if you're not hosting, you could offer to bring something. That's one of my party tricks, right? Like,
Hmm.
I don't care if you're going to someone's house for dinner on Thanksgiving or another night, is just saying, "Hey, I'd love to bring some cut up vegetables with a healthy dip. Would that
Yep.
be okay?" And you can make a quick dip out of like Greek yogurt and a little bit of sour cream with some dill or ranch, and
Hmm.
then like you're starting that day off on a positive note. And that's another way. You're empowered. That's the word you use, Sheena. I love
Hmm.
that. Like, empower yourself to do something like that so that you
Hmm.
feel in control of what's going on. And I loved what you said about, it's about the other person. Like, food pushers are real, right? Like,
Hmm. It's gonna happen.
yeah. Just do what it takes. I mean, I remember like I went to the like overly structured side of things, and I was like, okay, when I was like first started counting my macros, and I was like, I'm going to make a sugar-free cranberry relish and my whole family's going to eat it. And I was like super fixated on the whole meal being healthy, and
Hmm.
it was disgusting. And I was like, you know
Sounds
what?
gross.
Like, no, you're still supposed to enjoy your food. Like,
Yeah.
just have the regular thing.
Just have the
And
cranberries. One ingredient, cranberries.
I know it was like, but normally you add sugar to it, and it was
Sure.
like, I don't even know what like
You
I
know what it
added
is.
instead of
Yeah.
sugar, but it was disgusting. And I was like, you know what? I still want to enjoy my meal, and
Hmm.
that's what we all should plan on doing. Like, yes, Thanksgiving is one day, and
Yep.
if you feel really guilty, what that typically does is then you'll say, oh, well, I'll just start in January, and Christmas is in 3 weeks, so I'm just going to let it go.
Yep.
And what Sheena said, I think, is really important about like the opportunities to practice. You know what? Let's say you think you blew it, quote unquote, and you failed or you were bad. You're not any of those things. The next meal you have that next morning, Friday after Thanksgiving, start again.
Hmm.
Like, give yourself that opportunity to keep practicing. And that's how you do it, is just start over, right? Like,
It's all you have. That's all you
yeah,
have. That was one of my
exactly.
favorite things from softball is like you get to the next pitch, regardless. That's how
Yeah.
you play the game. That's how you play anything. You just like you get to the next swing, you get to the next whatever basket. Like just get to the
Oh, I
next
love
meal.
that.
That's it. That's all we have. You can't go back and like undo what you did, and there's no point in beating yourself up about it. Just get to the
Right.
next meal. Prove to yourself like who do you want to be at the next meal? Do you want to be the person that makes the choice that you feel better about, right? It's not
Right.
making the whatever. You can make a healthier choice, right? But it's just get to the next meal. That's it.
Yeah.
Don't think that we have to get to January for you to all of a sudden become this person, this magic. Like you're not going to change in January. You're going to be the same person. So
Right.
just yeah, it's and I know everybody gets it, right? Like we know this stuff, but like when that food's in front of us, it becomes hard, right? When you're
Hmm.
forced to the choice, like, do I want the second piece of pie? Like, it's Thanksgiving, so we give ourselves the excuse, oh, it's Thanksgiving, or so and so is having an extra piece, I might as well have an extra piece. Like,
Hmm.
no, what are your goals? Like, if your goals are anywhere related to anything body composition wise, I don't think the extra piece of pie is is worth it.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
those are the things we have to just keep in mind. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And Jessica made a great comment. We have somebody watching, and it was, make healthy swaps where it makes sense. And I think that's the great thing, right? Like the cranberry relish didn't make sense. And you still can make some adjustments in certain recipes and they can still taste really good. Like my sister's making a cream corn casserole and it's got tons of butter, it's got tons of sour cream, and she's responsible for that. And I gave her some suggestions on how to lighten it up. Like
Hmm.
I said, you can do what you want because you're making it, but if I was making it, I would add like a little bit of Greek yogurt and maybe
Hmm.
split the sour cream. I wouldn't use as much butter, and I've done that before
Yeah.
and nobody has noticed.
Hmm.
Like, yes, fat is flavor, but a
Hmm.
lot of times it's overboard and you don't
Yeah.
need as much as the recipe recommends.
Right.
So it's an opportunity to try. And if you want, you could try a recipe before Thursday and
Sure.
see, see how it tastes. So,
Yeah.
um,
We have
yeah,
turkey sandwiches in our house in July all the
yeah,
time.
there you go.
Like Serbia loves like just turkey breast, cranberry, and mashed potatoes. Like, inherently, nothing wrong with that. Like, those are Thanksgiving staples, right? And
Yeah.
I mean, we have them all the time. It can be good.
Yeah, you can do it whenever you want. I think I read this quote actually, which I thought was really helpful. And it was, if you want flexibility, like on Thanksgiving or any time of year, like you just said, you need discipline most of the time, right?
Hmm.
Like 80
Hmm.
to 90% of the time. And if you have too much discipline and not enough flexibility, you're going to burn yourself out.
Yes.
Like your client who sent you the text this morning
Hmm.
and they were feeling horrible because they had some homemade chili, and it was like, that can lead to, like, think of how that way of thinking goes into other parts of your life. If
Hmm.
you're too rigid and too strict, you're not going to want to keep going. And then
Right.
on the other side, if you're too flexible without that discipline, you're not going to see any progress.
Right.
So it's that getting out of that all or nothing thinking, and that's where the practice comes in and
Hmm.
those opportunities to practice.
Yep.
And we're not really used to that, right? It's like we'll go on a diet, and then if we have one thing that we told ourselves we shouldn't be eating, like it's a Friday night pizza night, and we're like, I blew it, like it's over,
Hmm.
I gotta start on Monday, and then we feel horrible about ourselves instead of saying, no, I enjoyed the pizza, what am I going to do at my next meal? Or
Hmm.
like you said, the next pitch. It's always like there's no need to beat yourself up for what you did. Just like get ready for the next step. Eyes
Yep.
forward, right?
Yep. Yep.
Awesome. I love it.
Absolutely. It's
Let's
just
see.
proactive, right? Like, it's staying proactive. That was I'm kind of high, like, what you were talking about in my head. I was like, you're just staying proactive. Everything that you're doing is like you're just taking ownership and you're staying proactive. You're not letting your environment dictate how you're going to feel or what you're going to do. That is a very reactive place. So in any case, in any scenario that you find yourself in this week, just kind of come back to, what can I control? What do I actually want? And make the choice yours.
Love it. I think on that note, we're good. What do you think?
Sweet. Yeah, awesome. Easy
Make the
peasy.
choice yours. Feel
Yeah.
empowered.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. What are you
You
looking
too.
forward to eating that you're not going to feel bad about?
Oh man. I haven't even thought about it yet. I do like some apple pie. So
Okay.
I think we've got some apple pie. I mean, yeah, otherwise it just feels like a normal meal to me. It's like meat, potatoes, vegetable. Like,
Yeah,
that is
exactly.
every, yeah, and we're not traveling. We don't have any family. We're just hosting with one friend. So I am looking forward to just being stress-free, chill, piece of
Good.
pie with good company. And yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm, yeah.
Yeah. All
You?
right. Well, and let's see. I think I am going to make like some pumpkin pie parfaits or something instead of just a
Nice.
regular pumpkin pie. And I'm looking forward to that because I love sweets.
Yeah.
And I'll end on this note because you said it. Like you're looking forward to the company and
Mhm.
like focusing, like taking the focus away from food and
Yep.
more on like enjoying the people that you're spending the day with.
Yeah.
And let's say you don't want to be with those people, find opportunities to step outside or go run an errand or go to the
Hmm.
gym and get a workout in or do a turkey trot.
Yep.
Like allow yourself that time to step away if it's a
Step away.
stressful experience. So
Yep.
enjoy
Yep.
the day. Well, I hope
Enjoy.
you have a lovely Thanksgiving. I hope
You
all of
too.
our followers do too. And I will see you soon.
All right. Bye,
Take
Dee.
care. Bye.